As the world's most popular sport, football has always been an attractive target for investors seeking to tap into its enormous commercial potential. In recent years, a growing number of foreign investors from countries such as China, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar have been pouring money into European football, buying stakes in top-tier clubs, sponsoring major events, and expanding their reach in the global football market. While some see this trend as a positive development that can drive growth and innovation in the sport, others are raising concerns about the potential risks and consequences of allowing foreign investors to exert their influence in such a fundamental aspect of European culture. In this video, we'll examine the impact of Chinese, Saudi, and Qatari investments in European football, exploring the motivations, benefits, and challenges that arise from this complex and evolving relationship. Chinese investors have been particularly active in European football, with Chinese companies and individuals owning at least 27% of the shares in English Premier League clubs and 12% of the shares in Italian Serie A clubs in 2020, according to the Financial Times. In addition to owning shares in top-tier clubs, Chinese investors have also purchased shares in a number of smaller European football clubs, such as Espanyol in Spain and Nice in France. China's investment in European football is motivated by a desire to enhance China's global image and expand its commercial reach. Chinese investors see football as an important tool for building relationships with key decision-makers in the world of sport and increasing China's soft power. However, some observers have raised concerns about the potential implications of China's growing influence in European football. Critics argue that Chinese investment could be used to exert political influence or create conflicts of interest, particularly if Chinese investors are also involved in other sectors that could affect football clubs, such as broadcasting or media. Saudi Arabia has also been increasing its investment in European football clubs and events, particularly in Spain. In 2019, the Saudi Public Investment Fund acquired an 80% stake in Spanish club Almeria for €20 million. According to ESPN, the motivation behind Saudi Arabia's investment in European football is similar to that of China, to increase the country's global image and promote tourism. However, Saudi Arabia's human rights record has come under international scrutiny in recent years, and some critics have argued that the country's investment in European football could be seen as an attempt to sport wash its reputation and distract from its human rights abuses. Qatar has been one of the most significant investors in European football in recent years, with its sovereign wealth fund investing over €1 billion in Paris Saint-Germain since 2011, according to The Guardian. Qatar Sports Investments, a subsidiary of Qatar's sovereign wealth fund, has also invested heavily in other high-profile European football clubs, including FC Barcelona. The motivation behind Qatar's investment in European football is again focused on enhancing the country's global image and promoting tourism. However, there have been concerns about the potential implications of Qatar's growing influence in European football, particularly in relation to human rights and the potential conflicts with club culture. Qatar is due to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup, which has also sparked controversy and criticism from human rights groups over working conditions and the treatment of workers on construction sites. The influence of China, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar in European football has sparked debate and scrutiny from various quarters. Some critics argue that foreign investment is disrupting the traditional culture of European football and could lead to conflicts of interest or political influence. Others argue that foreign investment is necessary for the continued growth and development of the sport. The issue of human rights has also been raised in relation to the investment from Saudi Arabia and Qatar, with critics questioning whether football clubs should accept investment from countries with poor human rights records. As the relationship between foreign investment and European football continues to evolve, it is likely that these concerns will continue to be debated and scrutinized in the years to come. In addition to concerns about political influence and human rights, the involvement of foreign investors in European football has also raised questions about financial fair play. Financial fair play is a set of regulations established by the Union of European Football Associations to promote financial stability and prevent clubs from spending beyond their means. However, some observers have criticized the regulations for being too lenient and allowing clubs with wealthy investors to circumvent the rules. In particular, there have been concerns about the potential for state-backed investors, such as those from Saudi Arabia and Qatar, to unfairly influence the transfer market and compete with clubs that do not have access to the same resources. The relationship between foreign investment and European football is complex and multifaceted, with both positive and negative aspects. On the one hand, foreign investment can bring much-needed resources and expertise to European football, supporting the development of players and clubs and enhancing the overall quality of the sport. On the other hand, foreign investment can also lead to conflicts of interest, political influence, and financial instability. As such, it is important for regulators and stakeholders to carefully consider the implications of foreign investment and develop appropriate frameworks and regulations to ensure that the sport remains fair, competitive, and sustainable. Ultimately, the role of foreign investors in European football is likely to continue to evolve and change in the years to come. As the sport becomes increasingly globalized and connected, there will be growing opportunities for investors from around the world to become involved in European football. However, it is important for all stakeholders, including clubs, investors, regulators, and fans, to work together to ensure that the interests of the sport and its participants are protected and that the game remains true to its roots and values. Only by doing so can we ensure that European football remains one of the world's most beloved and iconic sports for generations to come. Thank you for watching. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content.